Hey everyone, it's Courageous and I'm here with part 4 of my hashtag minor favorites video. This is a VR to Mixtress Rae's video on my hashtag minor favorites, where they go into each card of the minor arcana and they pick out their least favorite and their most favorite of each card from their collection. So I have broken that tag up into 4 videos instead of one really long video. So I've already gone over the swords, the cups, and the pentacles, and we are finally at the wands suit. So I'm going to go over each of my favorite and least favorite of each of the wand cards from my collection. If you want to join us, please be sure to hashtag minor favorites. If you want to see Mixtress Rae's original video, it'll be linked in the description box. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And yeah, let's get started. I'm going to flip over my camera and we're going to go through these wands. So for my least favorite, I have the Ace of Wands from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. And from my most favorite, I have from the Kaleidadope Tarot deck. So the reason, and again, sometimes I just gotta nitpick, right? But the reason this is my least favorite is because of the Phoenix. I can't really think of anything else. I do like their, it has the hand, it has the wand, and it's, the beginning, the spark of a passion, I guess. The Phoenix being there just doesn't do it for me. I guess the Phoenix is the one lighting the flame, so I guess that's okay, I guess. It just doesn't do it for me. But I love the Kaleidadope Tarot deck because it's like a match waiting to be sparked, right? We have the spark about to begin with the lighting of the match. So that's why it's my favorite. For the Two of Wands, my least favorite is from the Tarot of the Divine, and my most favorite is from the Modern Witch Tarot deck. So for the Two of Wands, what I expect is obviously the 2 wands, but I expect someone to be looking outward, kind of planning a move, a strategic plan to actually start moving or go outward. And in the Tarot of the Divine, we have this double-headed figure. They're in between the 2 wands, yes, but they're coming inward. So instead of going outward, instead of planning their move outward, they're stepping in, which is not what I associate with the 2 of Wands. So that's why I don't like it, because they're coming in as opposed to coming out. Yes, they're not even looking straight in, they're looking in either direction, but we don't have the sense that they're making the plan to move outward. And then in the Modern Witch deck, I just love the addition of the phone, right? Like I feel like she's mapping it out. Like let me Google Map or Waze my strategy, or maybe kind of searching for information that'll help her. So it's the plan to move outward from this castle, from the firm place where they are. For the Three of Wands, all right, so I have 2 least favorites and 2 favorites. So I trimmed this deck and I actually accidentally trimmed the 3rd wand, which is, you can see a sliver there, so I just drew in a 3rd one. So that's what that is. So I don't like the Strawberry Tarot Three of Wands, only because it just has the 3 wands and it has the 3 figures. It's too pippish for me. I don't like having more than one figure. I like the one figure kind of like going outwards. And okay, again, they've already mapped their strategy. They're beginning their movement, right? And then here in the True Heart Intuitive Tarot, they're just sitting there. I don't know. I just don't like it. I like my 3 of Wands to, I don't know, to have more of the path being taken, so to speak, or at least the strategy already being laid out, and they're planning to move from the physical foundation to hitting the road, Jack. For my favorites, I have the Three of Wands from the Everyday Enchantment and from the Shadowland Tarot. And again, this is because they've already planned, they're already in movement out towards the journey that they've chosen. And the same thing here with this cute little octopus with the three wands there looking out at the ship, because that's the journey, that's where they're going. They're gonna get onto that ship and go in pursuit of what they want, what they love. For the Four of Wands, I like to see a celebration. So for my least favorite, I have the Four of Wands from the Kaleidadope deck, and my favorite is from the Four of Candles from the Numinous Tarot deck. So again, I like to see people, I want to see a celebration. Yeah, I guess you could celebrate you're on vacation, but this is more of a card of relaxation for me. Vacation, relaxation, not celebration. And for the Numinous Tarot, I just love, there's a group of people, they're celebrating. We have the candles burning bright, right? The wax is melting because it's they're gonna party all night long, right? So I just like the celebration with the wands, and then I just love all of the people kind of holding hands. For the Five of Wands, my least favorite is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot Five of Wands, and my favorite is the Five of Candles from the Numinous Tarot. So I like to see competition. I like to see conflict. I like to see that in my Five of Candles, an external conflict, not necessarily internal. In Intuitive Heart Tarot, because the snake's on her head and it doesn't even look like they're fighting, right? They're just kind of intertwined. It doesn't read conflict, and it doesn't read external conflict to me. But I love the Numinous Tarot Five of Candles because they're in competition, and then we have these two hands here, meaning there's two more, and they're in competition. Who gets to light this flame? Who gets to be the best, right? So that's why I like this one the best, as opposed to this one where I don't really see external conflict or competition. For the Six of Wands, I have two least favorites. So I have the Six of Wands from the Kaleidadope Tarot and the True Heart Intuitive Tarot, and my favorite is from the Tarot of the Divine. So from the Six of Wands, I like to see someone kind of achieving something, kind of like basking in what they've achieved, right? Being celebrated, and kind of like just enjoying the momentary victory, right? Because there's obviously, it's a six, so it's not over. We're still moving forward. But I love how it's like, yes, celebrate, acknowledge. We have to acknowledge those moments, right? And I don't like these because one, there's no person, and then this is more like the stars. I don't really see who's celebrating, who's acknowledging, who's rewarding anyone, right? And then in the True Heart Intuitive Tarot, I just don't like what's going on. Is the bird, like, why are the wands surrounding the bird's crown? Are they a threat to? I don't get it. And then the person has these things. I don't know. Like, is this the reward? I don't get it. I don't understand it. And this is what I like to see. Like, I like to see people celebrating, acknowledging the victory of the person and them basking in it because they deserved it. For the Seven of Wands, my least favorite, again, True Heart Intuitive Tarot. And my favorite is the Seven of Wands. So what I like to see in the Seven of Wands, I like to see that defensiveness. Even if it's not merited, even if it's if it is, like, we that can be up to interpretation based on the cards, but I like to see people kind of someone defending themselves against others, even though it may not be warranted, right? So what I like about this card, in the traditional, like in the original Rider-Waite, I feel like the sticks are just standing there. I don't have the classic Rider-Waite, but let me just get the modern tarot Modern Witch Tarot, which is the closest I have to the Rider-Waite. So that you can see what I mean in terms of like the sticks not, like the wands not really being in the attack. Like it's questionable. Where are my wands? Where are my wands? Okay, so here in the Modern Witch, which is close to the Rider-Waite, as close as I get, the sticks are standing upward. They're not at an angle, so we don't really know that they're being attacked. This is more they're perceiving themselves being attacked, so they're on the defensive. Or maybe they're not even perceiving themselves being attacked. Maybe they are on the attack. They're on the offensive, right? So I like to see that in the Seven of Wands. So that's what I like about the Joie de Vivre Tarot. It's like we don't necessarily get that they're being, you know, this person is being attacked. They could be, like this one, this stick is like definitely, but they could be protecting themselves or not necessarily attacking them the way they believe, right? So this, the figure in the seven holding the seventh wand could be either the villain or the victim. And that will be open to the interpretations of the cards around them. So that's what I like to see. Like, and I also like to see them active, right? They're actively defending themselves. This one is more stationary, like, okay, you've caught these seven wands, but you're like, she has her hand on her hip like she's done, or like she's like striking a pose, like, yeah. Like, and we have the figure here, but we don't see them actually like throwing anything. We don't see them with a bow in their hand. So that does answer the question, like, okay, are they really being attacked? But it's just like she's already put her shield down, like that's it. Like, so the activeness is already moved into like the attack has already passed, whereas this is currently defending themselves. So that's why this is my least favorite. For the Eight of Wands, so my least favorite is from the How to Deal Tarot, and my favorite is from the Dark Mansion Tarot. So the reason I don't like the How to Deal Tarot Eight of Wands is because I like to see my wands in action, in movement, right? That's the go ahead to go ahead, right? And I love how this person is kind of steering the one wand, using it kind of like as a broomstick, I don't know, but it's like a message coming, right? Because she's like a postal worker with the envelopes, but it's movement, it's going ahead, it's action coming, it's coming or going, but it's active and it's moving. Here the wands are stationary. Yes, technically there's a path here, so maybe the person could be walking towards that, but again, they're stationary. I don't have the swiftness, I don't have the movement to satisfy what I interpret from the Eight of Wands. For the Nine of Wands, so my least favorite is the Nine of Wands from the Dark Mansion Tarot, and my favorite is from the Strawberry Tarot. Again, I did a bad trimming job, but it's the 9. There's the eye. So when I think of the Nine of Wands, I think of kind of setting up these barriers, like setting up these boundaries, especially to recoup, to kind of like self-care. That to me, this is the self-care card, right? Like I need to, like this and the Four of Swords are kind of like, I need to sit down, but the Four of Swords is more like reflect, where this one, I need to heal, I need to rest, I need to kind of restore. So I need to protect myself from, or close myself off from what is toxic, what is hurting, what it's attacking. Like it's just a boundaries card. So I love the Strawberry Tarot for this, because it's like, okay, these are medicinal herbs. They're clearly battered, they're torn, they're worn, they're war torn. WARTORN. And they're clearly put these wands around them so that they can rest and restore. Whereas here, the Nine of Wands in the Dark Mansion, he's kind of angry. Like he looks more like he's closing people out. Like he's barring their entry into here, but he looks more tyrannical. I guess it's because he doesn't look tired. He's not injured. He looks more like he's keeping people out for other reasons instead of I need to restore, I need to rest, I need to rebuild, right? So that's my issue with the Dark Mansion. Like it still has, you know, what I said, the boundaries, the setting up this kind of protection from others, but he just looks like he's doing it for the wrong reasons. But again, that might just be me nitpicking. For the 10 of Wands, my least favorites are from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot and from the Numinous Tarot. And my favorite is from Tarot of the Divine. So when I think of the 10 of Wands, I think about a lot of work. I think about a lot of work, especially unnecessary work, right? Because I think of it as a card that asks for help, delegate, find ways to lighten your load. And I just don't see that here in either of these cards. Well, this card, I don't even know what's happening. Like is this all being poured onto their back, or is it lifting? Like the arrows are pointing up, like is it lift? I don't know what's happening. But I don't even see. Oh, okay, I'm seeing it better now. I'm seeing it clear. So they're carrying these 10 candles on their back, and obviously the wax is melting onto them. So instead of finding like candle holders, right, they're holding it on their back, and it's, you know, they're feeling the brunt of it. I get it now. I've had this deck for a while, and I'm just seeing that these are candles. I didn't see where the black tar kind of thing was looking, but it's wax. I get it. I still don't like it, but I get it. But this one, I don't see, like, first of all, I like to see my person carrying or at least holding. They need to be touching the wands for me. I don't even, the wands are just kind of like crossed over. What's happening with this person inside of the scarab beetle? Like, is maybe there's some symbology there that I don't understand or I'm not aware of, but this just doesn't feel like carrying, you know, overworking yourself or carrying too much. But the 10 of Wands, especially the story in the Tarot of the Divine, is my favorite, because look, this person was searching for his daughter, and instead of asking for help, he searched and searched, right? And it's like the thing is, he's not able to enjoy the fruits of his labor, even though it's coming from him. So it's just like kind of like working yourself to death and not being able to enjoy the fruits of your work. So it's just like kind of like share the load, lighten your load, and you'll have a better time of it, right? So that's why I really love that. Now we're moving on to the court cards. All right, so the Page of Wands. So so my least favorite is from the Numinous Tarot, and my favorites are from the Tarot of the Divine and the Everyday Enchantment. So I've said this in all of my videos, but when I think of pages, of course, I think of that youthful energy. I think of like that newness, right? Like that kind of inexperience, but that eagerness and excitement to try something new, to burst forth, right? And to kind of like, I don't know, whatever, like the new or the rookie of the suit, right? So rookie, but still eagerly excited and eager to learn and all of that. And the reason I don't like the Dreamer of Candles, Dreamers are pages in the Numinous Tarot, is because I don't, like, what is she even doing? Like, what are they even doing? One, it's too, I don't know, like, where you see these are in movement, right? They're kind of moving, and they're in, you know, they're kind of in action. I like to see that. I'm just trying to see the original Page of Wands, or at least the one from the Modern Witch, which is closest to the Rider-Waite. All right, so Yeah. Well, this one's not in motion either, but I don't know. Like, I just feel like she's mastered this flame, right? Not necessarily mastered, but she's obviously got some experience if she's able to kind of harness the flame in her hands. I don't know. I think I just want it to be more inexperienced. Like, even here in the Page of Wands here, like, they're still wondering, like, how can they master this, right? How can they kind of hone this skill? Whereas here she just feels too experienced. And here they're kind of, I love this Page of Wands because it's just like, they're like, no, don't do it. And they're just like brave. Like, I'm brave. I'm going for it. I'm pursuing. I'm going to see what's over there. I'm going to see what's on the other side. And the same, like, we just got this excitement here from this Page of Wands. And I love the movement, especially with fire, you know, like the flame of passion and creativity, just kind of like going for it. This one looks like they're dancing. But I love young pages, and that, or at least that give me the element of inexperience. For the Knight of Wands, so my least favorite is from the Kaleidadope deck, and my favorite is from the Tarot of the Divine. So when I think of wands, of knights, and the Knight of Wands, I like that fiery movement. They're fast, right? There's argument as to whether they're faster or slower than the Knight of Swords, right? But there's still that movement. I'm just trying to find. Okay, so this is from the Modern Witch Jars deck, so that you can see close to the Rider-Waite Classic one. So they're in movement, right? I personally think air is faster than fire. And especially, like, we see they're galloping, they're in mid stride, but they're not as swift as the Knight of Swords, right? So I love this from the Tarot Divine because they are in movement. They are, and the wings are like fiery, and it's just like, yeah, like, let's charge, let's go. So it's just like, what they lack in speed compared to the determined Knight of Swords, they make up for in passion and enthusiasm, right? And I love that here, right? We just see that enthusiastic determination, like, yeah, let's do it. But in the Kaleidadope deck, this looks like an Ace of Wands to me. Like, it's a yoni stone, and like, it just reads Ace of Wands to me. It doesn't feel like it's moving. I guess the colors can be associated with fire, but it just doesn't. I don't see any of that, that passionate determination, enthusiasm, in this Knight of Wands. All right, now let's go to the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands, my least favorite is the Kaleidadope deck, and my favorite is from the Intuitive Heart Tarot. So I said in my previous videos that I don't like to see my queens standing up, but if any queen should be standing up, it should be the Queen of Wands. Like, I don't think a Queen of Wands can, because of all this fire and all of this creative passion, I don't think they can sit. Like, I'm very, when I'm passionate about something, you think I can sit still? No, I'm like, I'm jumping out of my seat. I'm like, it's just, I don't think that this is the only queen that I would picture as sitting. And I love that the queen has multiple hands, right? Because this is what a queen of, like, this fire element, this passion, like, they have hobbies, they want to do everything. And this is what it reads to me. So this is, to me, what a Queen of Wands should be, right? Like, I am master and skilled at all of these things. I can do it well. But I'm not sitting still. Like, I'm still passionate. I'm handling things like a boss, right? Whereas in the Kaleidadope deck, I'm not a fan of pips. And it's like, you know, this is a pippish court card at that. And again, it's just a crown and a wand. There's nothing there for me that tells me everything I just finished saying about a queen. So that's why I don't like it. And I chose the Kaleidadope deck as my least favorite for the King of Wands as well, because the same reason. I need an illustration. I need somebody to tell me that this boss, right? This boss, this master of the flame, is, you know, master and wielder of the flame, has everything handled. Like this is from the Numinous Tarot. Mystics are the kings. And this is my favorite because, again, look at all of this flame, all of this fire energy, right? But they're completely in control, right? They are the master. And I do think that the King of Wands should be seated, because I feel like the King of Wands is more stable than the Queen of Wands, who, you know, Queens are cups. I mean, queens are water energy, so fire and water. So this one could be more like volatile than the King of Cups, who may be more analytical in their thinking, instead of kind of possibly like just wanting to do everything at once, or like, no, like let me like there's more control, there's more stability to the flame, but they can still get things done, right? So that's the end of my minor favorites. If you want to see Mixtress Rae's original video, their video is posted in the description box below. If you want to join us, just be sure to tag hashtag minor favorites, and let me know in the comments, what do you think about my least and favorite and most favorites for the minor arcana of my deck collection. The other 3 videos on the other 3 suits are posted. If you haven't seen them, go ahead and check them out. All right, this is Courageous. Peace.